grind hard to get ahead. You trying to go backwards.
Feelings from the past, pray the Lord block it all out.
What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, Kevin Two on this YouTube ship. Hey man, say man, we are lit in 3 motherfucking titties, you dig? Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. Yes, sir. Turned in a bit. Hey man, say man. Man, y'all might be sad if y'all watch this video. My streaming might be down for like 3, 4, 5 days, man. My PS4 is tripping. My camera tripping. So I'm about to get like more shit. I'm buying more shit to fix my shit up, man. The camera just started, like the volume started not working out of nowhere. I go online to see how to fix it. This dude tell me to restart my PS4, so I restarted it. I'm trying to cut my PS4 on. They talking about the card I got, like the charger card. It's not the PS4 card that goes with the PS4. So it's not doing nothing. It's not cutting it on. It just stuck on the same uploader screen like when you first got the screen. And I hope they didn't delete my my files, man. It's like, so, man, they deleted my files, my gaming files. I got it saved up on my backup thing, but I hope it's like it's saved and they don't have to like download the shit over again. You dig? But the struggle, man. We finna see if we can get this shit started, man. I'm gonna try tonight. But if I can't stream tonight, man, GG, man. But we finna watch the video, finna get it. Let's go.
Thanks to Family Island for sponsoring this video.
This is the famous twins
very innocent,
who
very
killed
sweet.
their
But the
mom,
look
man.
in Nikki's face, she was fearful of those children. She knew that they worked together.
If you are one of those people who finds twins fascinating, this story will totally
Bruh, they had a whole
mind. These twins not only shared their looks and DNA, but also shared something dark and twisted that led them to commit the most horrible crime. Before we get into today's case, I want to tell you guys about Family Island, a casual, easy-to-play game that allows you to enjoy the wildlife without even leaving your home. Family Island is a free-to-play game where you must help a family who are stranded on a deserted island and build them their dream home. You can build your own island and collect natural resources and customize your farm with beautiful decorations. I love this game because it helps me unwind when I just want to relax, and there is so much to do in the game that I literally never get bored. And you can also play it together or alone. But even if you share the experience of playing with someone else, never quit your quest to getting on #1 on that gorgeous leaderboard. Every day there are daily tasks for you to complete, and once you collect natural resources from the island such as stone, wood, vegetables, etc., it's up to you to manage your resources the best way you can, like this. So right now I'm collecting wood so I can build my beautiful home. I think you guys would love this game, so check out the link in the description below. Let's dive in. Jarmeka Nikki Whitehead had a rough start in life. She was born in prison, where her mom was serving time for possession. She was raised by her grandma, Della Frazier, who had a difficult time keeping her out of trouble. At only 17, Nikki ended up pregnant with 2 girls who she named Tasmia and Jasmia, or Taz and Jazz for short. Nikki was described as a loving and devoted single mother who dreamed of giving her daughters a better life. But since she didn't have a job or a place of her own, she left the girls in the care of their great-grandmother, where they stayed until they were 12 years old. Della described her great-granddaughters as respectful, good, and smart girls. They got straight A's in school, were into performing arts, and took part in Girl Scout activities. They even had hopes of going to Harvard or Yale. But things took a dark turn when the girls went to live with their mother. In 2007, Nikki, who now had a home to give her daughters, went to court and asked that she be given custody of the twins. She moved them to Conyers, Georgia, where she hoped they'd all be a family. But sadly, that never came to be. Trouble started when the girls started high school. Taz and Jazz wanted to go out partying and stay out late with their boyfriends. But Nikki had strict rules and curfew that the girls resented. They felt like she was a hypocrite because she had also partied. Nikki, on the other hand, felt that her daughters were too young. The girls kept challenging her rules. They don't know you. Punished them by taking away their phones and other privileges. This only made Taz and Jazz resent their mother even more. Police Police were called numerous times to the home to resolve the conflict between mother and daughters. One night, a frantic Nikki called the cops after Jazz snuck out to meet her boyfriend in the middle of the night. She was barely a teen at the time. Another night, during yet another blowout between the three, Nikki called the cops again.
The girls seem very innocent, very sweet. But the look in Nikki's face, she was fearful of those children. She knew that they worked together.
The twins told the officer that they didn't want to live with their mother and
Why'd you move away from their grandma because they were doing good, bitch? Why y'all put your foot on them and you just don't even know them?
And after a while, things seemed to have calmed down. But still, the officer had a feeling things were not over. And she was right. Just a few minutes after she left the house, she heard someone screaming from the house. And when she rushed back to check, she saw Nikki screaming and running out of the house with a cordless phone in her hands. Nikki told the officer that the girls had jumped her as soon as she left. However, Taz and Jazz had an entirely different story. They told the officer that they were defending themselves from Nikki after she started beating. But from Nikki's injuries, the officer knew that the girls were lying. She had scratches on her neck, scratches on her chest, and she was hysterical. The girls, on the other hand, had no marks on them, no indication that they had really been in any kind of altercation. The twins were taken into custody and charged with battery. The juvenile court declared them ungovernable, which basically means their mother could not control them. Taz and Jazz were returned to their great-grandma and ordered to undergo counseling along with their mom. So the twins got what they wanted, and were very happy to live with their great-grandmother, who could not tell them what to do. However, the twins were really difficult to handle, to the point that their great-grandmother had to deadbolt her bedroom door to keep them from stealing from her. They got into trouble numerous times, and the judge finally decided that they were better off living with their mother. The twins protested this decision.
They moved their mom, it just got fucking crazy, came back and just started.
A status conference was set for January 19th, where they could review the progress. Sadly, this day never came, at least not for Nikki.
Damn.
On January 14th, 2010, Taz and Jazz ran to the police crying frantically, saying they'd found their mother blocked bathtub. When the officers got to the scene, they found Nikki had been stabbed over 80 times to the point that her spinal cord was nearly severed. Who could have done such a horrible thing? Forensic officers established that this was a crime of passion, which meant that the person who did it knew Nikki. Police already knew the troubled history between Nikki and her daughters, but could not believe that such tiny and innocent-looking girls could be capable of such brutality.
I don't know.
So the police started investigating the other people in Nikki's life, trying to find answers. At this point, Taz and Jazz provided some information that seemed helpful to catch the killer. They said that Nikki had 2 boyfriends before she died, and that one of them heard her speaking to the other one on the phone. Could one of her boyfriends have done this in a fit of jealousy? After DNA testing, this theory was ruled out, and now all that was left was the twins. Taz and Jazz had been crying all this while and really seemed affected by their mom's passing. The officers even felt bad for the girls, who were now orphans. One officer even tried to help, but was shocked by a comment from one of the twins.
These 2 girls were, hugging each other and in each other's arms. And when I said, what can I do to make this easier for you? They turned and looked at me and they said, can we watch CSI?
That's messed up. Your mother just and all you can think about was watching CSI? That really threw the officer off and made him think that maybe one of the girls were not so innocent after all. The cops had also started noticing that no tears were coming out of the girls' eyes, and that when they talked about their mother who just died, they used some pretty insulting and mean words. Investigators grew even more suspicious when they noticed that the twins were still wearing their gloves while inside the station, so they asked them to remove the gloves. There were bite marks and scratch marks on both the girls' hands, and when detectives asked how they got these injuries, Taz and Jazz claimed they were fighting each other. Of course she was lying. And when the investigators went back to the crime scene, they found even more evidence against the twins. In Taz's bedroom, they found a pair of brown boots that had some blood on them. They also found a clump of hair that seemed to have been ripped off someone's head. The police were now convinced that Taz and Jazz were responsible for their own mother's murder. So they decided to start digging more into the twins' story and found that they had lied about when they arrived in school. The twins had said that they were only 10 minutes late to school, but surveillance footage showed them entering mid-morning. morning. At this point, the police decided to separate the girls and interviewed them individually. And the twins
But this is crazy.
did not like
Turn up,
that.
turn up. What the fuck?
Taz, I want you to come out here and sit with them for a minute. I want to talk to your sister.
Why y'all gonna separate us?
Although they tried to stick to their story, the stress of being apart was starting to wear them down, and their web of lies began to unravel. They earlier had told the police that they got their injuries from fighting each other, but now the story changed. Jazz started claiming that her injuries were self-inflicted and even bit her arm to sell the story, saying that it's something she does when she's nervous. But all the evidence against the twins was only circumstantial, so the police had to let them go. Taz and Jazz were back to living with their great-grandmother. For 4 months, Taz and Jazz went on with their lives as if nothing happened. They were going to school, hanging out with friends, and even attended the prom. Meanwhile, police gathered and tested evidence that would lock the twins up for a very long time. Nikki had not gone down easy, and she had fought to her last breath. And the bite marks that she left on her daughters proved to be their undoing. A dental examination was done on Nikki's teeth, and they matched with the bite marks on the twins. And that was not all. They also found human hair between Nikki's teeth, which is really disturbing.
My exact twin was behind Nikki and had her from around the front. Nikki's fighting for her life and bit her arm, and that's how the hair became embedded in her teeth.
How the fuck you let
4 months after this horrible incident, the police had gathered enough evidence to bring these two evil twins to justice. Taz and Jazz were arrested and charged with felony homicide and aggravated assault in their mother's passing. Both girls pleaded not guilty and were held without bail to await their trial. But 4 years later, before their trial even began, the twins decided to confess and gave chilling details of how everything happened. So, according to the twins, they were up until 2 or 3 in the morning and did not want to get up and go to school. Their mother came into their room holding a pot from the kitchen, and that's when things got ugly.
Just started waving the pot around and things like that or whatever it is. So I guess she trying to hit us with the pot. You know, she just threatening us and everything.
Jazz wrestled the pot from her mother, who then grabbed a kitchen blade. But she never got the chance to use it because Jazz struck her with the pot first. The twins then started with everything they could find as Nikki tried to fight back. Taz then took the blade and stuck it into their mother's stomach. Together, the twins dragged their mother into the bathtub.
What did y'all do?
They put her in the tub.
But although badly injured, Nikki was still alive at this time and was even talking to the girls.
What'd she say?
She hated her. She hated her. And it's the same thing, going to jail, going to jail.
The girls waited until their mother passed on. Then they tried to clean up the scene, changed their clothes, and went to school. The girls pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter and were sentenced to 30 years in prison.
30
Although
years,
the twins claimed they didn't hate their mother and didn't intend to take her life, the evidence would tell
it's 4 years later, they'd be like,
story. The detectives found a journal that the two girls shared, where they would take turns writing how much they disliked their mother and wanted to get rid of her. There was a trail of outside the home that looked like Nikki had managed to get away during the fight, but the girls dragged her back inside to finish her off. It would appear that she even had made it to the neighbor's house. A man next door told the cops that he had recalled someone yelling and he heard his door ringing, but he was in bed at the time and didn't get up to investigate. This case is just horrible. Guys, can you imagine losing your life to the very people you gave life to? That's awful, right? Nikki tried her best to be a good mother to those girls, and they repaid her in the worst way
I don't know if
ever.
they did try. She did try to be a good mother. She left them with her grandma and never came back.
Serving time in
Came back, I know,
in the Georgia
putting commands on these hoes.
Corrections.
No, that's not being a good mother.
Taz is serving at Pulaski State Prison, while Jazz is at Arundel State Prison. Both the girls have since graduated from high school, and Jazz was even a valedictorian in her class. And get this, their great-grandmother Della still defends the twins, even after what they did to their mother. During Jazz's graduation, she was beaming with joy and pride over Jazz's accomplishment.
I am so proud of her. I feel so good about what she accomplished, and I always wanted to see this day come.
You guys, can you believe this? I get that she's trying to be supportive and all, but that's just wrong. It kind of seems like she's disregarding what
she still
Anyways, both girls are now eligible for parole. The mom disappeared, bro.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But if you ask me, they should never be allowed to get out until they complete their 30-year sentence. That's the end of our video for today. What do you think about it? Should the girls be released on parole? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Thanks to Family Island for sponsoring this video. Check out the link in the description below.
Alright. That was a crazy ass video, you dig? I don't know if them are the famous twins, but these were some twins who killed their mom at a fight. But this shit was stupid. First off, the mom disappeared. Was gone for forever. Then the twins with the grandma for years. Of course the grandma loved the twins. The fuck? Why would she love her own daughter and the daughter dumped the kids off with her? The fuck? Then the mom came back and took her to somewhere else to live. Why would you do that? They doing perfectly fine with that. It's the mom's fault. The fuck? What? Why would the grandma be mad? I mean, yeah, she died, but dang. The twins are doing good. I don't know, man. It was a dumbass situation, man. We just doing something and watching these videos, man. Make sure you like and subscribe these bitches up, man. We out this bitch. Deuces.
Hey, Dad, you know, dog, when we link up, dog, this shit be legendary. You know this instrumental, you the engineer on it, so Kodak everywhere.